There's something else we have to talk about. Pretty big news. John Jones
Decently
retiring.
big news.
That's right. Gasp. Big news. John Jones retiring. Sends it out with a ChatGPT message letting everybody know he's retiring.
He didn't. He
Didn't
did
he
that
send it out?
after. He did
Oh,
it
was
after
after?
Dana already announced it. I was
Oh,
watching the
yes.
post-fight
Okay.
press conference, and I was like, he talks about like a
cat's out
couple
the bag.
things. Yeah, well, he talked about a couple things, and then someone's like, "Oh yeah, and what about you guys? You said John Jones. You gave John Jones a timeline, like a 2-week deadline or whatever to make this fight. Otherwise, you're gonna have to move on. Like, what's the thought process of that?" And Dana's just like, "Oh yeah, John called me last night. He's retired." And you're like, "What?"
Next question.
Yeah, the guy you've been defending for fucking years about being he's the pound for pound number one. If John Jones walks into a room, someone else walks in, he's the only guy that comes out. All this bullshit. And that's the fanfare you do for a retirement of John Jones is just, oh yeah, he called me last night. He's never fighting again. All right, what's the next question about Azerbaijan? Maybe what a great city. I want to travel here. They definitely didn't pay me to say this. Like this is how we're handling the arguable GOAT retiring.
Yeah,
Crazy, dude.
that is crazy.
And then John Jones puts out his ChatGPT statement, and then the news comes out that he fled another car accident where he left someone who was drugged and drunk in the car because he was
Naked,
drugged
I
and
heard.
drunk, half naked because he was driving and he didn't want another DUI.
Yes.
I mean, just fucking.
That's fucking illegal.
Come on, dude.
Just.
Also, I made this too, so we can at least talk about it with some graphics. But I mean, it's just so fucking frustrating. I know we're trying to be positive, but there's one silver lining in this is that we can finally move on from this bullshit.
Tom Aspinall can move on, get fights set up.
It's just fucking mind-blowing that the UFC allowed this shit to happen. And part of the blame is on John, part of the blame is on the UFC because they made that stupid Stipe fight instead of him fighting Tom Aspinall for the interim belt when he was the interim champ. They're like, no, we're gonna do Stipe, and you're like, what the fuck is even the point of all this? Stipe's retired basically. He's just getting a cash grab, and then John's talking about how this is his last fight, and everyone's like, he's just saying that, and you're like, no, he had no intentions of fighting. That was back when? When was that? November of last year. This whole time he's been holding up the division, partly by the UFC. Like John is talking. Every time he opens his mouth, he's talking about, yeah, I'm probably done. I'm just living my best life. I'm probably done. And then the UFC's like, I never
less than 100,000. I go sign autographs for 100,000. I go to parties for 100,000.
I leave ladies in the car at an accident scene for them to take the fall. Not my fiance for 100,000.
Dang, dude.
But it's like this whole time at press conferences, people are like, oh yeah, John said he's willing to vacate, and Dana's like, what? I haven't heard that. Like, we'll talk to him. I haven't heard that. And it's like, it's been going on for fucking months now. What do you mean you haven't heard? Playing this bullshit oblivious card is so fucking frustrating when there's someone like Tom who has so much potential at the top of this division who's not fighting because they're trying to convince John to stay for who God knows what reason. Like, it's not going to happen. And they're just, no, it's 100% done. This, in my opinion, hopefully will go down as one of Dana's biggest and the UFC's biggest fumbles. Francis Ngannou, Fedor versus Randy, Fedor versus Brock. They try to make. They're like, oh yeah, my biggest regret, I can't make that. Whatever the fuck they did with this, why? We could have moved on. We could have moved on so long ago.
And Tom, I mean, we lost like maybe a year of his prime.
Yeah.
And then
crazy.
But the good thing is he even said like, hey, now the people get what they deserve. You're gonna have an active heavyweight champion. I was like, oh, that is awesome.
We'll see. We've never had that. We've never had that. Heavyweights get injured frequently, and that's why the window for heavyweight greatness is short usually. The record is like 3 fucking title defenses. You know what I mean? Like, the window is short. You have to strike while the iron's hot, especially at heavyweight. For them to drag this on for so long, it's just fucking. I don't know if it's because they wanted John Jones involved when they get this new broadcast deal, and they're trying to leverage him as an asset, as far as like, well, yeah, you guys can have a John Jones pay-per-view if you sign with us. Or
so maybe John Jones gets in this accident, Dana catches wind, and maybe he also tells John like, hey, dude, you know what, dude, just retire.
They're saying it was from February.
It's time to retire. Oh my
They're
god.
saying it was from February. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I saw someone say like, "Oh yeah, it didn't happen this weekend. It happened in February. This is just coming out now." And you're like, "Come on, dude." And let's not pretend like they have some kind of morality where they're like, John Jones fucked up legally. We can't have him as the champ because we have fucking Cedric Dumbass fight. He just got booked and he's got like 17 felony charges, including like domestic violence and all this crazy shit that he's currently like on parole or probation for. And you're like, what are we doing?
First
So there's
person to fight with
no,
like a ankle monitor.
yeah, I know, yeah, the Venom ankle monitor.
Dang, that's crazy. All right.
Just so
Well,
frustrating. I'm so glad that we can be done with it all though.
yes,
Like,
saga's
god
over.
damn.
Saga's over. We move on. Hey everybody, Ramiro and Will here. Thank you for watching that short clip. Just so you know, that was a small excerpt from what we covered this last Sunday, right, Will?
Yeah, we cover the entire event every weekend. So this was just a cutout from the live stream that we did. The link to that live stream is in the description. So if you want to hear about the other fights that night, it's down below in the description. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we go live every Sunday to cover events. And if you do that, you'll know for next week and you can tune in and be in the chat and get featured on the show just like everybody else was on this clip.
We hope to chat with you live.